agree.
Definitely going to stay here.
Their chase of perfection doesn't mean that they are less self-confident.
But it does.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
The cosmetic industry takes advantage of people's insecurity.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves. Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group.
I think most ethical doctors, though, will take a history from a patient. They'll ask them about their social status, their social history.
Hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
What do you think about this statement? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to disagree with that. So, you only get cosmetic surgery if you lack self-confidence.
Not only. But not only.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I think I'm
disagreeing.
in the middle.
I guess.
Self-confidence.
I don't understand.
I'm in the middle, but I'm going to leave.
I feel like from the time you feel like you want to do something, there's an insecurity there. I don't feel like you can be secure and then you're going to decide that I want to change this. If you're 100% secure in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it goes in a way that, yeah, you might be secure, but you just want to be a better version of yourself. So let's say you're happy with how you look. It wouldn't really play in as you're not happy or you're insecure or you're not self-confident. Maybe you just want a better version of yourself. And that might, let's say, for example, you might like narrow noses or something and you have a all right nose, but you want a narrow nose. Doesn't mean you're not happy with it. You've lived with it, but maybe this is your ideal look and maybe that's just what you wanted to do. But I don't feel like all the time it plays out as their self-doubt in their appearance and things like that. So.
But then, would you say that you're 100% happy with something if you're then going to go and change it?
I mean, people can get changed. People can have changes all the time. Like, for example, if you was to get your boobs done, like, you're happy with your boobs, but you want better boobs. Doesn't mean that you can't live without the surgery, but you just want a better version. Like, everyone wants to be like a better version of themselves. It doesn't mean that they're insecure about it, but they might be okay, but they just want a better version. Yeah. That's all I can really say.
I hear what you're saying. But yeah, I just feel like if you're 100% happy with something, then really you wouldn't be seeking to go and change it, if you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I feel you.
There is a bit of a grey area.
Like, even with fillers, for example, you're happy with your lips, but you want to get bigger lips or just an enhancement to your beauty, or it might balance your face. Not that your face is unbalanced, not that you're not happy with it, but you might want that little bit of oomph, empowerment, as they said before.
I feel like you guys were arguing against each other then.
Yeah.
I mean, that statement was too broad to say. Like, not every single surgery is done because of an insecurity, like you were explaining. There's 4 different types.
Yeah.
So
no, it was confidence, though, isn't it? Does it mean that if you get surgery, you lack self-confidence? Which
I do think that's true.
Huh?
I think that's true, but I don't think that fundamentally, like, all surgery isn't done because of a lack of self-confidence. But even if you think that you're beautiful, but you just want to enhance a certain type of thing, like, you should just feel confident enough within yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to have that extra mil of lip filler or anything to make you want to be perfect. People are chasing perfection.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Their chase of perfection doesn't mean that they are less self-confident.
But it does.
No,
it genuinely does.
They can be the most confident girl that walks up in here, but still, they want to be a better version of themselves.
Confidence and self-esteem are 2 different things.
Okay.
So
what's the difference?
Then what's confidence then?
Confidence is your ability to speak to people.
Yeah, so that means you can
Self-esteem
be
is how you
confident.
see yourself and how you see the world.
Yeah, so which means then you can have confidence.
You can be a confident person with a low
insecure.
self-image, with a low self-esteem.
Right, yeah. That's what I thought. So that means you can get surgery and still have confidence. Doesn't mean you lack confidence.
Yeah, you might lack
to have
confidence,
surgery.
but you might have a low self-esteem. You might have a low self-image of yourself. You might not.
You always see like the prettiest girls still go and get surgery. Would you call them? Would you say that they lack self-confidence?
I can't make a broad statement like that, but I would say that a lot of the time, if you look, as we said before, if you're
searching for perfection.
Yeah, if you're chasing perfection, if you're someone who you don't need to have anything done and you're trying to change every small little thing about yourself, then it's fundamentally because you don't feel like you're enough within yourself.
Right.
And you're putting, or actually potentially it just means that you put a huge amount of your value into your image.
I think there's a large number of people who just want a little bit of work done. They're really happy with themselves. They got high levels of self-confidence and self-esteem. You know, they're doing fine, and they just want a little bit of work done.
But
why-
want to jazz
why
up
would they
their
do
life
that?
sometimes.
Because they've
just
been
wanna
wanting.
look-
But that doesn't mean to say.
Is it the way that,
But that's
is it the way that culture, is it the way that society is, how everyone feels
No,
like?
they just want to look their best.
But why?
Why do you want to
just
look your
wanna
best?
look your
I think
best.
everyone wants to look their best. You know, no one wants to walk around feeling ugly that day. You know, you just.
Your best, yeah.
But like you just said that they're attractive people potentially who are doing doing well.
So you're saying that we can have, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're a 9, you're not allowed to go to 10.
I'm not saying anyone should be able to do whatever they want to do, but I'm just talking about why people do stuff.
Well, let these people who are on a 9 out of 10 go on to a 10 out of 10.
They can do it if they want to, but I'm just talking about the root cause. Like, what is the root issue?
I think there's a number of reasons, and it probably is personal to the person. I mean, like Tim was saying, it could probably be because of just past trauma that they've had. It could be because they've just looked in the mirror and they just want to change it. Because I get people come in and they kind of emphasise firstly on the fact that they've never wanted to do anything before, but they've just noticed. And again, it's available, so they're just, why not? You know?
Test out the waters.
Yeah, and like I've said before, I don't think there's anything wrong with having any types of enhancement if it makes you feel your best self. I mean, we're all wearing makeup.
Yeah.
That's an enhancement.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's also makeup is also temporary,
Yeah, but
and I don't wear
some-
makeup every day.
Yeah, but you still wear it because you want to. Why would you want to wear it? Because you want to look your best.
Yeah, or I wouldn't say that this is my best, but I like the way that I look with makeup.
Yeah, so it kind of goes the same with people getting things done because they like the way they look in that way. Like,
I don't think it's exactly the same.
it's not the same. It's not the same. I agree. It's not the same, but the idea, the broad idea of it, technically is the same. It's not the same, of course, but yeah, the idea is the same.
I
The
think
idea
for
of changing something.
non-surgical procedures is somewhat because, again, they're temporary and they're dissolvable. So how would that be any different from someone who enhances
And that's what I'm
their
talking about, by
beauty
the way.
with
I'm not
makeup?
talking about like
I think
body surgery.
like you were saying before, how a lot of the procedures which you do, everything is fine and safe for the most part. But I feel like if you're putting yourself under the knife and potentially
that's different. Yeah.
putting your life at risk to make a small alteration.
Oh, what is the danger? What's the risk of life injuries?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, it's minimal. I mean,
With you,
Or generally.
well, with me so far, thankfully, touch wood, it's been 0.
but
Yeah,
other
but
surgeons.
I thought I've heard there's more. There's life, like, you know, with like the BBLs and stuff like that. I thought there's like life risks. with
Yeah,
that.
and if you look
Yeah,
at the
that's
global
like-
figures for something like that, that's 1 in 3,000. So it's something that I don't do. And there are other risks of other procedures that you can say there's 1 in 24,000, 1 in whatever thousand.
Okay.
But you know, if you start looking at risk management,
Yeah.
you know, your chances of going out with a millionaire, and I include me going out with a female millionaire, I think it's 1 in 112 or something like that. Your chances of getting struck down by lightning twice are more common. The chances of winning the lottery are less common by a significant factor, and yet probably, I don't know, I'm sure we've all played the lottery at least once in our lives before. But so when you look at risks and when you look at what we're prepared to do based on various risk factors and the chances of anything happening, you know, we're a funny group of people, are we?
Yeah, but we
beings,
play
you
the
know?
lottery because it's like £1. So it's like, oh, just might as well. But surgery is not, you can't compare them to those
No,
two
of course,
things,
but I'm just saying, you know, if you look at, if different, what are the chances of this happening? What are the chances of that happening?
Yeah, but it's just £1. It's just £1. So that's why you're not investing that much into it. Like you're not investing your health or your life.
If you lose £1, what's the big deal?
Exactly.
If you lose your life, of course, it's a big deal for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of risk management, you know, health and safety, risk stratification. You know, obviously, I run my own practice. I run a clinic. I own a hospital, and you know, we have to have these risk management strategies in place, and you know, we grade them in how likely are they to happen, and how bad is it going to be if it does happen, and so obviously what we do and how we manage this risk depends on you know, a multiplication of these two aspects of these two facets.
And I think it's equally as important for the person that's going under the knife to do their research.
Of course,
you know, because those probabilities are so true. Like, what are the risks? But these are questions that you can only ask whoever it is that you go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, safety is our number one priority, isn't it? You know, you got to have procedures and policies put in place so that if you're ever finding yourself in a situation where the patient journey has deviated from the expected pathway, then, you know, if things don't go according to plan, you got a plan in place to fix this.
And I mean, I can only talk for myself. Sure, Tamer could probably back me up, that I'm trained on complication management, just in case. I mean, I'm not a surgeon. I do injectables, but obviously, just as being underneath the knife, things can go wrong with injectables. So it's also important to be, like I said, just do your research, because I know that there are some estheticians out there who don't know how to dissolve. And again, people are literally going online to see this is the results they give you, but they're not doing their research on the person that's giving it. So
you can get lip injections on Welcher.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Groupon.
Yeah.